Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everyone. My name is Bret, and sometimes I wear a Santa hat. And welcome to Holiday Hot Takes. I asked you guys for your Nerf hobby hot takes, and you delivered. So over the next 12 videos, I'm going to be diving into your comments and see what's hot and what's not. You may disagree with some of these opinions, and that's okay. I've read through some of these, and I have some strong feelings towards some, and, well, some lukewarm feelings towards others. And you may disagree with my opinions too. As always, this is my channel. As we read through these vast and diverse opinions, I encourage you to keep an open mind and grab yourself a nice warm beverage during these cold, wintry days. Is this hot chocolate or is this coffee? Or is this alcoholic? I'm joking. And let's jump into it with our top rated comments to start. From Ri-Fi Channel, we need more gimmicks on blasters. True. Is it a hot take though? I don't know if that's too hot, but I 100% agree. Basically, you can't have Nerf without some gimmicky blasters. I think without those, it kind of falls apart and we become a little bit too much more like airsoft or paintball. Without the gimmicks, what are we? Soda Popper Animations. Nerf Vortex discs are criminally underrated and underutilized. That's kind of a hot take, and here's why. Availability. I don't think that there are too many people who run around saying this and are like, oh my gosh, because people hate Vortex, that's why Vortex isn't being used. I think it has something to do with the fact that Vortex hasn't been made for what, like a decade now? Again, even after they re-released some VTX lines of new Vortex discs. Yeah, I think people are a little bit more careful with when they do actually bring out Vortex. I don't know if they're underrated per se, but sure, what the heck, they're underutilized, use more Vortex. From Nate Benson, high performance does not equal more fun. That's a big reason I gravitated towards Nerf over Airsoft originally. And from Potato the Omnipotent Spud, very nice name, not everything needs to be an ultra competitive 200 plus FPS to be a good blaster. The most important part of Nerf is that it's fun. Sorry guys, these are not hot takes, but they are, of course, true. I believe that it's important to remember that high performance, high power, blah, 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 does not fully define Nerf. Some people need a reminder, but overall, I think we get that that is true. Foam Battalion 7652, the BuzzBee Destiny is better than the Nerf Magstrike. Now that's a hot take. I don't know if I disagree. I think I might agree with this one actually. BuzzBee Destiny is one that I kind of skipped over. I saw a lot of people using it when it did first come out, and I saw a lot of reviews and mods, and the Magstrike just happened to be the one that I grew up more with. So my initial lean would be towards the Magstrike. However, if I look at it overall, I can see some pretty strong advantages to the BuzzBee Destiny, possibly one of their strongest offerings that proved that BuzzBee was pretty much the kings of air-powered blasters when they really put their mind to it. At least once, Nerf wasn't willing to do much of it, well, for reasons. Roth4766, Nerf Nitro should be resurrected. Should it? That's a hot take. I don't know if we need more Nerf Nitro. What am I saying? Of course we need more Nerf Nitro. Bring back the cars. Gotta use them in a game. But like in all seriousness, I can see the fun and the appeal, but I guess I never really saw them latch on to their target audience. Nerf Nitro kind of just existed as a meme for the actual enthusiasts, like, oh my gosh, this is a thing now, I guess we should try something out with it. Did they really compete with Hot Wheels? Was that their goal? I think Mattel won that one before the game even started, so you know what? Sure, that's a hot take. Bring back Nerf Nitro, even though very few people are asking for it. Bring back the cars. Silly Seeker Productions, I believe BuzzBee creates the best blasters. Well, anytime someone says that, it's going to be a hot take, so go on. Not from a performance standpoint, of course, but purely from a fun of shooting experience with the plethora of shell-ejecting shotguns, bolt-action rifles, oversized behemoths like the Alpha Auto and Tetra Shot, and their lever actions, old, rapid-fire, Sentinel, and now Easy Fire. I think they truly make toy blasters, and the prices can't be beat. All right, in the end there, they truly do make toy blasters. There is no doubt, no debate that BuzzBee blasters do look like toys. Very rarely do we find ourselves looking at a BuzzBee blaster and being like, That's a little too realistic, I would say. I think every company can bring out their most fun examples, and when it comes to Nerf, they just have a much greater catalog. So while BuzzBee, I'm sure, has a lot of great offerings, I should know, I've played with many of them, Nerf, I think, can always counter that with something that's equally as silly. My opinion, of course, this is, one opinion versus another, just like I think X-Shot can bring out some silly stuff. Even old Dart Zone. Modern Dart Zone, kind of, but like old Dart Zone had some really weird ones too. So I can see where the argument would come for BuzzBee, for sure, but then like, let's throw Boomco in the mix. But definitely one of BuzzBee's strong suits. From the Norseman, Doomlands is one of the worst Nerf series there was. Almost all of the blasters either jammed or are just unusable, and the ones that are good are just clones of a better blaster like the Desolator, a worse Strife clone because of a horrible stock and bad grip. Yeah, that's a hot take, but he's out of line, but he's right. Doomlands is really unfortunate. There were some really cool designs in that series, and as mentioned, yes, many of them did have some pretty substantial flaws, or just like you looked at it and then you saw Zombie Strike and you're like, wait, why is this separate? Can't we just like combine the two? Or in that case, can't you just move the Doomlands into Zombie Strike? Like you could kind of see what they were going for, but it was just too similar, other than a coat of paint. So, arguments for other lines, sure. Poor Doomlands. Not all blasters need triggers to be good. Yeah, I agree. Not sure if it's a hot take, but yeah, I agree. People need to realize that high FPS is an option, not a necessity. I'm tired of people saying how much they want the normal FPS back. There's a bit of a hot take there. Normal FPS, we're talking 70 FPS, the unofficial hobby standard, right? I think there's still plenty of normal power on store shelves, and nowadays we just have so much more insight into high FPS because they exist online. So it's true, I don't think normal FPS has gone anywhere, but I do think that overall we have seen a slight increase, where that 70 FPS unofficial standard has gone up just a little bit, even Nerf recognizes this, but at the same time we've seen Nerf put out like Elite Junior, something that is in fact lower powered than the original FPS par. People are always going to complain, that's my takeaway. Hasidits223, nailed it. Hot take, the Vulcan is one of the best machine guns Nerf ever created. One of or the best? I think if you say one of the best, then that's pretty easy, that's not very hot. If you say it's the best machine gun that Nerf's ever created, what is a machine gun? I think in terms of like belt fed, the Vulcan is just iconic and it cannot be beat by any other company's attempts there. That's the hot take you can go with. Stock configuration with the box and just 25 rounds of like darts, I think it fed just fine. Once you start modifying those chains or do anything else to the Vulcan's internals, that's when you really would have problems. But in its like base configuration, God, that thing is just so much fun. I long for the days when we can go back and the Vulcan was actually a scary presence on the field. And nowadays, I mean, you look at a like stock Vulcan, you'd be like, okay. Classic design though, gotta love it.